I'm going to demonstrate one fingering for the A flat arpeggio for two octave arpeggio that's found in the George Vance Vade Mecum book of scales and arpeggios and technical exercises. This arpeggio at the beginning of the top of the page for A flat starts with fourth finger on A flat after finishing your scale, and has you play second finger on your C, A string. Then you shift to put your first finger on E flat and third position. Then E flat's right across on the D string. So we pivot up to C with fourth finger. Then we continue to go up the D string and find E flat with second finger. And the A flat is right across with our third finger. This is sometimes called a fork. You have your two fingers, your second finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger or your third finger, right across from each other on the two adjacent strings. So I can play E flat and A flat. Back to C, A flat, E flat. I'm going to demonstrate that scale without talking, and then I'm going to talk about finding your E flat, the D string. So a good way to get used to finding your E flat with second finger is to first find your D harmonic with first finger, which if you've been playing in thumb position, you'll have an idea of where that is. All right, because you find your first finger on the D, just put your second finger, your middle finger, on the E flat, which is a half step above D. It'll sound like that. Once you find your E flat, you just bring your hand around a little bit like this. So usually thumb position looks like this. To do the fork, you just have to kind of angle your hand a little differently so that you can use your third finger across from your second finger. So you can get that A flat into it. I can still put my thumb on the top of the strings and still technically be in thumb position. But that's what is happening there. Then your number thumb position looks like this. Doing the fork looks like this. So maybe you just once you get your second finger anchored on that A flat, you just practice going from normal thumb position, hand shape, or position to fork position. Normal thumb position, fork position. All right. Then it's a matter of just practicing shifting into that. So we could practice this. Just practice C, D, E flat to find that. Once you get pretty comfortable with finding that with the D, you could try taking the D out, but still put your hand in the exact same spot. First finger on D, don't play the D. Just play E flat. You get to a point after you do that a few times, you have a pretty good idea of what it feels like, how far it feels to shift to E flat, what it looks like. If you're watching your hand, you can get it. You can learn to shift to E flat with your second finger after playing C. And then we get into our fork position. You can practice those 3 ounces. So we're just building little by little. First, we learned how to find E flat by finding the D harmonic, right? Then we learned how to find E flat without having to play the D harmonic. Then we practiced playing our fork by changing from normal thumb position, hand shape, to fork position. Then you could play a 1-octave arpeggio just right here. Now I'm doing this fairly quickly, but it's always a good idea to go slow. You'll give yourself plenty of time. Find each note. Alright. And once that gets easy, try the whole thing. One last thing with this E flat and A, I'm used to barring my finger, my first finger, but it's just fine to hop across to. That's fine too. There's a few different ways to approach playing fourths across the bass strings. So if barring is new, or if it's a new technique, then maybe you just focus on learning to do the fork first, and then just hop across with these. All right. So that's the A flat arpeggio with the fingering of the Vade Mecum book.